So when we ended our first class, I was not satisfied that I had clearly explained what tasks needed to be completed between now and when we meet again next week, nor where you could find them on Blackboard. So I would have wanted to take time to make this video to fill in the gaps that I may have left when we ended class. So if you go to Blackboard, go to Lecture. We ended the first module, which was Preparing for Success in General A&P Hybrid, and we started Module 2, Chapter 1, Form, Function, and Life. So let's click on that folder. And the first thing you'll see is basically a summary of the module. Description of the module. Item number 1 was homework that actually should have been completed before our first meeting. However, I did not post this module prior to our meeting, so you couldn't have done it. So you can basically ignore item 1. Item 2 is the discussion board. Item 3 is the wiki. And item 4 is the homework that you'll need to complete by the next class period. You'll need to read all of Chapter 1, look at all of the online lectures and complete the self-tests. And if you have access to the Point and Prep U, there are a wealth of learning activities and self-assessments that you could take advantage of. Now, this item number 4, homework, I don't grade any of that. However, it's vital for your learning. And although I don't grade any of it, if you do not perform it, it will be reflected in your quizzes and also in your exam. Now, if we go back to the top, I have provided basically an overview of Module 2 in both a Word document form and a PDF. I'll click on the PDF. I gave this out in class. You obviously can tell that's the document I gave out in class. I'll close that. Now let's scroll down to this item here, lesson outline for chapter 1. If you click on that, I also gave this out in class as well. This is a list of all of the videos, how long the videos are, or the runtime, as well as the objectives. And I gave that out in class as well. So I'll back out of that. Now, the next 1, 2, 3 folders contain the online lectures, and I list them underneath and the runtime. So let's just click on this first one, this first folder. It contains 2 lectures. Here the lecture is in a SWF file. So if you click on that, it'll play the lecture. I provided you with the slides, so if you want to print out the slides, which I suggest, and look at the slides, make notes on the slides while you watch the videos, you can do that. You can print more than 1 slide per page. If you click on the print icon, then hit multiple, then it will default, well, mine defaults to 2 by 2, but you can adjust to more than 2 per page. If you put too many, though, it gets so small that it really becomes so small that you can't really see the words and such. I'm going to back out of this. After each video, there are 2 self-tests. The first self-test allows you to assess what you learned from the video. The self-test will be graded immediately by the computer. It'll tell you what you got right, what you got wrong. It will not give you the answers, but it will tell you what you need to review. Then you can review the information in your book or in the video, and then you can take the second self-test. And the second self-test, for the most part, tests the same concepts as the first self-test. So hopefully you will perform better in the second self-test than the first. If you don't, then that's when you need to seek some additional help. Okay, here's the second video. Again, here's the video file, the slides, first self-test, second self-test. I'm going to back out of this folder. And the other folders, functions, needs, and homeostasis, as well as language of anatomy and disease, contain the remaining 4 online lectures. Here's where the wiki is located. Now, I'm having some problems with the wiki. They changed Blackboard completely, and I am having trouble getting access to the wiki. I posted as an example these wiki entries, but try as I might, I don't know how to get in and post anymore. I don't know what's going on there. So as soon as I'm going to get some technical assistance this morning, and as soon as I figure it out, I'll post a second video explaining how to access the wiki and how to edit it. Maybe you can figure it out before I figure it out. But that's the situation at this point. Here is the discussion board. If you click on the discussion board, right, you go in, and hey, here's an example that I made yesterday. I have 2 students that have already made postings to the discussion board. That is great. I'm going to back out of here. Please read the directions as to what you're supposed to do on the discussion board, and make sure that when you make posts and responses to other students, that you make meaningful responses that either expand on the topic or offer a different perspective or provide an outline resource relevant to the topic, provide a summary of ideas posted so far, ask an open-ended question. The kind of responses that I don't want is like a ditto or I agree, right? That doesn't contribute to meaningfully to the discussions. All right, so please, meaningful discussions. And I handed out at the end of class, as you exited, a little rubric that expanded upon these suggestions and ideas as to how you should respond to a post. If you're interested in some podcasts, there are some podcasts here that were provided by the publisher, right? You can check those out. They are there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me or call and leave a voicemail message. I will return your phone call and respond to your email as soon as possible. Again, I'm having some problems with this wiki. As soon as I remedy the issues associated with this wiki, I will complete a second video that will address the wiki. Thank you.